This video is brought to you by BETUS Sportsbook and Casino.
What up, JP Nation? This your boy JP. Today we're doing another Larry Bird reaction video. This time from Prime Larry Bird. Shout out to Prime Larry Bird. Does amazing stuff on the channel. The best Larry Bird left-handed story you never heard before. This is very interesting because everybody knows about the famous left-handed game by Larry Bird against the Portland Trail Blazers after reporters was asking him what he's going to do. And he said, I'm going to play this one left-handed because he's saving his right hand for the Lakers. So I'm very intrigued to see what is something else about the left-handed story that we haven't heard before. So definitely like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what to react to next. If you want more Larry Bird videos, please put it down there in the comments. And without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm excited right here. Let's go.
When you're so much better than the competition, you have to find little ways to motivate yourself. So when Larry Bird was having his best season ever, he just got kind of bored one night, and he took an uneventful regular season road game and turned it into one of the most iconic games in NBA history.
Facts.
Larry was well known for predicting what he was going to do on the road trip.
That's a piece of
They asked Larry, well, so Larry, you come to the end of the road trip, well, what do you got in store? You've achieved all your milestones. He said, I'm going to play this game left-handed. And they said, yeah, right. He said, no, I'm going to play left-handed. If the game's in doubt in the fourth quarter, I'll switch back to right. But he played the entire game left-handed. And he had a triple-double.
And y'all know Larry Bird's left-handed, right? It's just phenomenal what he does with his right. He is left-handed. That left hand. By himself.
On Valentine's Day in 1986, without his second-best player, Kevin McHale, Larry Bird disrespected an entire team by playing the game left-handed. And at the end of three quarters, Larry Bird had 27 points, nearly all of them left-handed. He was literally toying with the entire league.
I had a good left hand around the basket, and they always, if you watch, if I remember the game correctly, they would force me left to help. And they wasn't getting there quick enough, so I had shots around 5-6 foot with my left hand. I felt more comfortable with my left hand there than I did my right. Then once I got started making a few, I just kept going.
Larry Bird from Johnson, excellent pass, and another 2 points.
Left hand.
Larry Bird, as you're shouting, he's got 31.
Nobody ain't really guarding the left hand.
But here's how this legendary game was even more impressive than the legend itself. Because in the fourth quarter, it was a very close game, and over the span of 5 possessions, Bird made 3 consecutive insane left-handed shots. Most NBA players would never even dream of trying a left-handed floater in transition, but Bird casually faked one defender, avoided another, and lobbed a shot off the glass to put the Celtics up by 6.
That's nice.
And the left hand again. 35 for Larry. And he has a triple-double. He's got 11 rebounds and 10 assists.
And after a Blazers 3 cut the lead in half, Larry was still using his left hand and buried a hook shot that no other player has ever mastered other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And he did it left-handed.
Over Clyde. Woo!
By Larry Bird.
Larry's mixture of skill, creativity, and flat-out arrogance to pull off a sweeping left-handed hook shot during a close game in the fourth quarter has to be top 5 most savage moments of Larry Bird's career.
But what was crazy was fourth quarter close game, and all of a sudden he breaks out the most insanely batshit nuts left-handed shots in the world. Throwing left-handed floaters off the glass in transition from like 12 feet. And then the very next play just throws in a sweeping lefty hook from like 10 feet. And then 2 possessions later has a sweeping lefty and 1 hook. And it's like, okay. Like, you never see any
it's just phenomenal
shots like that. And he did 3 in a row while they were holding off a charge. So Larry was a cold-blooded man. And you didn't need me to tell you that.
And with under a minute to go, the game was tied up. And Larry Bird decided that he should go back to his right hand and put the Portland Trail Blazers out of their misery. But as Larry went for the kill, a bizarre no-call puts the Celtics in deep trouble.
Bird in a great move. No foul.
Oh yeah, there was no foul. Yep.
3-on-2 for Portland. Drexler, band away. Timeout Boston. They can't believe it.
That was crazy they didn't call that one. That was crazy.
He's right. It should have been goaltending, Bill.
Yeah, like, that is crazy.
That was goaltending with the ball up there. Portland now with a 2-point lead at 41 seconds.
And down by 2, Larry Bird puts the team on his back.
Drexler. Jersey has it. Bird comes down with the big rebound.
When in doubt, give Larry Bird the ball.
Seconds left. Timeout. Portland. Bird with 43 points.
This game-tying shot sent the game into overtime. And in overtime, with the Celtics down by 1 with 17 seconds on the clock and Larry Bird's historical performance on the line, Larry Bird does exactly what he's been known to do over and over and over again in the clutch.
Give him the ball. He wants it.
Larry Bird with
Clutch.
2 seconds left. Timeout.
Just clutch. Just
47
clutch.
points for Larry Bird. The Boston Celtics, as they usually do, have prevailed here in overtime from Portland. Our player of the game, our Light Beer and Turner Broadcasting most valuable player, is Larry Bird with 47 points on 60%.
Triple-double, second straight.
18 rebounds, 11
Damn.
assists. He had 1 steal and 1 block. Another triple-double for Larry Bird, his second consecutive one.
Some night it goes in, some night it don't. That night it happened to work out. But if I remember correctly, we won that game in overtime by like 1 point. So, you know, probably should have shot my rod in the whole game.
Yo, what up everybody, JP is here. I want to thank my sponsor for this video, BETUS. When you sign up to BETUS today, they got a hell of a deal going on right now. If you're looking for a betting sportsbook, BETUS is there for you. When you sign up to BETUS today by clicking the link below the YouTube description, they are doing a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits, which is a hell of a deal, plus a 10% gambler's insurance. Here's more from NFL legend Michael Vick.
Michael Vick at BetUS.com. Catch an incredible 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. Huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sports book and casino.
Oh, Larry.
A reporter named Dan Shaughnessy wrote an article in the Boston Globe titled, "Just Call Him Lefty Bird," where Larry Bird said, "I'm saving my right hand for the Lakers." But why was Larry Bird so dead set on embarrassing the rest of the league and proving that he was way better than everyone else? Because 1 year earlier, the Celtics were set to repeat as NBA champions, but Larry Bird made one disastrous mistake that ended up costing the Celtics a championship. Because that year, a Celtics-Lakers rematch in the NBA Finals seemed inevitable.
Last year they had it down here, we had an up year, and we're playing great, and they're playing great. So I look for us to be in the finals to see who plays the LA Lakers.
The way it's going right now, you're going to be MVP twice in a row, maybe the world champions twice in a row. Larry Bird, ladies and gentlemen, one of the greats of all time.
No question. You know, we were the favorites, and we made our way. They won the East, we won the West. So it's like everybody just get ready, sit back, and let's enjoy it.
Oh, cool magic.
First week of June. And it always happens to be Boston Celtics and LA Laker time.
However, as the Celtics celebrated a victory in the Eastern Conference Finals at a local bar in Boston, Larry Bird got into an argument with the bouncer. This argument escalated into a shouting match that spilled out into the streets and caused Larry Bird to punch the bouncer in the face.
Damn.
An eyewitness said, "I don't know what happened inside, but there was a noise and a scuffle as they came across the street. Then Larry Bird went boom, a nice sweep over the top with his right hand to the left side of his face. This altercation ended in a lawsuit, and Larry Bird agreed to a settlement. And unfortunately for the Boston faithful, Larry Bird broke his shooting hand during this incident, and it was noticeably swollen for the rest of the playoffs.
Bird made a great play. He knew he was going to get clobbered. He's got a swollen finger that he got. Look at that index finger on his right hand.
Man, that shit's
With
swollen.
a finger like that can shoot that well from the outside. He could hardly bend it.
And when the Celtics team doctor examined him, the doctor said, Larry Bird had been in some kind of altercation. I examined Larry's hand, and it was swollen to double the size of his regular hand, and the condition of Larry's finger is such that he cannot make a fist on his own. And when Larry Bird came out the next day for practice with his hand heavily taped, that same reporter, Dan Shaughnessy, doubtfully asked if Larry Bird would be able to shoot with his hand wrapped like that. Bird told that reporter that he could tape up his entire shooting hand and still outshoot the reporter with his left hand. So Larry Bird had the trainer tape his entire right hand into a fist and challenged the reporter to a shooting competition, 100 free throws at $5 per shot, and Bird could only use his left hand. The reporter made 54 out of 100 shots, but Larry Bird, with his shooting hand taped into a fist, made 86 out of 100 shots, left-handed.
Wow.
The reporter owed Larry $160 that he paid in cash the next day before the Sixers game. And like a cruel older brother, Larry took the money and played the entire game with those 8 $20 bills stashed in his sock.
Damn.
Savage. Larry Bird was literally in a class of his own when it came to shooting the basketball, because he was the first player in NBA history to average 50% from the field, 40% from the
50-40-90,
line, and 90% from the free throw line, becoming the very first member of the 50-40-90 club. In fact, until Kevin Durant did it in 2023, Larry Bird for 35 years was the only player ever to have multiple 50-40-90 seasons while averaging at least 20 points per game. Larry Bird was truly ahead of his time and in a class all by himself.
Larry Bird winning the long-distance shootout for the third year in a row.
Larry was unbelievable.
Unfortunately, after that bar fight, Larry was forced to play the rest of those 1985 playoffs with a broken shooting hand.
Only he knows the effect of his injured elbow and finger and ankle and what have you. He never uses it as an excuse, but so far he has not shot well from the field and is not been a factor.
I think Dr. J may be playing him, forcing him to go to his right hand a little bit more than Larry was in the prior games. He's playing on his hand and jabs at it, and he wanted a foul. He didn't get it, Larry Bird. Too bad.
And when asked about it, Larry said, "It hurts, but I can't use it as an excuse. It's just another thing
That's
you
the
have
toughness
to
of
accept."
Larry Bird.
In fact, Larry tried to downplay his injuries so much that the story of the bar fight that broke his shooting hand didn't even come out until the following season. And when the story broke, Larry Bird was not happy about it at all.
You know, Larry, when I wrote about Larry's barroom fight at Chelsea's, which was hurting the 85 playoff push, you know, Larry didn't talk to me for 4 or 5 months after that. I knew that was going to happen. I understood that, but it was too bad, you know, and then he eventually, I think, got over it. He knew he made a mistake there. We all make mistakes. It's okay. But there was no way you could cover it up or pretend it didn't happen, because it affected the fans. It affected how he shot, possibly, and whether they won the championship or not in '85. So that was the story. But, you know, if a guy's just having 1,000 beers or something, it's not affecting his play, you don't need to write that or get into his business. When it gets into the fans' business, then we do.
Although the Celtics took care of business and beat the 76ers in 5 games, Larry Bird struggled immensely shooting the ball those last 2 games.
Bird, top of the key. Bird is 3 for 11.
Damn.
This is his worst shooting game of the series.
Because he went from averaging 28.7 points per game to 15.5
Wow.
points per game. And from 52% shooting from the field to 30% shooting
Wow.
from the field. So is this a coincidence? I think not. Because in the finals versus the Lakers, Larry continued to struggle.
Larry Bird with his first shot. Bird came back. He's been hampered by a variety of injuries. Bird with a runner.
And really affected him.
Right now for LA, and Larry Bird misses. Scott pulls up against Haynes, and it's now 12-2. Casey Jones is going to call a 20-second timeout. The crowd is indeed out of the ball game at this point.
While Larry might not use it as an excuse, I will. His shooting numbers were down significantly, which is the only reason that the Lakers won the 1985 title in 6 games, preventing the Celtics from going back-to-back.
Bird.
Boy, he was way off.
Bird. They're all trying for 3-point shots. Bird. Misses.
That's got to be the ultimate thrill for the Lakers.
Kareem hits again with a skyhook. Lakers are less than a minute away. Unusual sight. Celtics losing a championship at home. Never happened before.
That was the first series win for the Lakers against the Celtics in their franchise history.
And you know the first thing will be out of his mouth in the locker room to the press? I played terrible. No alibi. Never use the injuries as an excuse. The Lakers are winning it. 3 in 6 years. LA comes to Boston and wins the world title.
Yeah, I was the only guy that wrote about Larry getting into that barroom fight in the '85 finals when you guys lost, and I really felt that was newsworthy because he didn't shoot well after that, and the Celtics didn't win the playoffs that year, and they had a really good team, as you know. That team was stacked.
Coach, how badly injured is Larry Bird? Is there an excuse there?
Oh, that's no excuse, no. If he's out there in uniform and he's playing, then that's that comes with the territory.
I guess Larry should have shot the ball with his left hand like he did in the second quarter. Which brings me to that very next season, because if you actually believe that the Lakers would have still won the title in 1985 if Larry Bird were healthy, then look no further than 1986, when the Celtics brought back the exact same starting five. Because after Larry's hand was healed, he and the Boston Celtics wanted their revenge and dedicated the entire season to dethroning the Lakers. And that year, the 1986 Celtics steamrolled the entire league and finished with a regular season home record of 40-1, which still stands as the greatest regular season home record of all time. And including the playoffs, Larry Bird led that Boston Celtics team to a home record of 50-1, dethroning the Lakers as NBA champions, just like Larry Bird envisioned.
The way it's going right now, you're going to be MVP twice in a row, maybe the world champions twice in a row. Larry Bird, ladies and gentlemen, one of the greats of all time.
Great video from Prime Larry Bird regarding about, so it's not really just Larry Bird's poor performance in the 85 finals against the LA Lakers. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar woke up and dominated too as well, because Game 1, that Memorial Day massacre, Boston Celtics mollywopped the Lakers really badly, and all the reporters and everybody was talking shit and shitting on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And then after the Game 1, Kareem just woke up and freaking dominated the whole series right there. They had no answer for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, so which is why he won Finals MVP in '85 and they won the championship. But if Larry Bird would have had his, would have not gotten in that ball fight, you know, and his hand was fully healed, who knows? Larry Bird could have walked out with 4 championships. Him and Magic would have been tied with 4 championships. Larry Bird's legacy would probably been a lot different. He would probably been rating him higher, you know, as like, you know, a top 5 player of all time, right by Magic. So there's just so many hypotheticals that could have happened right there. And then they didn't really talk about the game against the Lakers after his left-handed victory, you know, that 47-point victory. 47 points, 11 assists, 14 boards against Portland. He went against the Lakers, and they whooped the Lakers' ass. So they were kind of upset that the Lakers didn't make the finals. It was the Houston Rockets, because, man, you know, that championship in '86 would have been a lot sweeter if it was the Lakers and the Celtics. And unfortunately, the Lakers lost to Houston on that game winner by Sampson. But man, but all this that happened, you know, with him getting to that ball fight and him injuring his hand, poor performance, played terrible, you know, and then at our finals, and then they came back with the same exact team. They added Bill Walton into the mix and dedicated the whole season to dethroning the Lakers is just unbelievable. They're one of the greatest teams of all time in terms of the '86 Celtics. But yeah, great video. Poor Jerome Cupsey, because he had to go on most of the night, you know, with that left-handed game. Portland just seems like just a favorite team for Larry Bird, because it just seems like Portland gets cussed by the hands of the Celtics. Larry Bird hit like 2 game winners against Portland. And then, you know, that left-handed game right there. And then when Larry Bird was even older, his back was just like ailing on him and stuff. And he was just had so many injuries. He came out and did a triple-double. And those Celtics beat the Blazers. So it just seems like Portland just had like a curse around by Larry Bird and the Celtics. But definitely comment down below and tell me your thoughts about this video. Let me know what to react to next. If you got more Larry Bird videos, please put it down in the comments. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to It's Your JP for more content. I'm JP. Y'all have yourselves a good night. We'll see you in the next video.